Hey y'all, it's day 3 of VlogTIMber, and it's actually Tuesday night, though you'll probably be seeing this Wednesday night or Thursday morning. It's 5 minutes until draft time in my fantasy football league of record, which means that I kind of care. I am all set up here. You cannot see the laptop, but right here on the Mac, I have my cheat sheet, which I created as a website that allows me to highlight players that get chosen, so I can keep up with who is who and who goes where. And I have my late night Dr. Pepper to keep me awake and focused, and it's found in the inaugural Rock and Roll Los Angeles Half Marathon glass. I have my wife, who is just off camera, and she's currently giggling at me. So here's the deal with this particular draft. So this is technically my work league. There will be a lot of people who are competitive and knowledgeable, have a very high IQ in this league. So most guys will be drafting. It's a standard 10-team league. 7 out of the 10 have already signed in. I'm going to guess that all 10 will probably sign in if they can. And we have already chosen our draft order, and I have chosen 4th. When you have this many people signed in and not auto drafting, then you're going to have a lot of players drafting with their heart and also making irrational decisions. So there's a chance that people are going to end up reaching for a Peyton Manning or a Jimmy Graham a little earlier than usual. So I'm kind of hoping and counting on that. So in this draft, there is a little bit of money involved, and I'm not much of a gambler, but I find that if we put a little bit of money on the line, then we find that it'll be a little more competitive, and people will stay interested in the league longer if their team is tending to struggle a little bit. Already people are starting to post things in the chat room. I tend to stay out of those a little bit now because I lose focus on who's gotten chosen. And here we go. Alright, LaShawn McCoy is taken as the first pick in the 2014 Fantasy Football Draft League of Record. Well, this would be interesting to see if the 3rd pick is indeed Matt Forte, as Yahoo has listed, or if they go with Adrian Peterson here. If they go with AP, I'm forced to take either Matt Forte or Eddie Lacy, and I honestly don't know which one I'd rather have. Obviously, number 3 can't decide either. Oh, they go with Adrian Peterson. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to go with Matt Forte. And listen, I'm happy to have him. But Adrian Peterson is as sure of a thing you can get in fantasy football. So I would have liked to have had him drop to me. And just remember, kids, when drafting, drink Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, the official beverage of 2014 fantasy football. Okay, I went running back. Didn't really see myself doing that, but I did. I went with DeMarco Murray, 2nd round. I'm not sure if I'm happy doing that, but we'll see what happens when it snakes around. I have 6 more picks, so I'm hoping Thomas will be there. All right, so my turn's next. I'm really hoping Julius Thomas is available in the 3rd round. This could be the most exciting video I've ever posted to YouTube. A lot of this time is just sitting here staring at the clock tick down. This is when you have a lot of people who are signed in and drafting live, they use every bit of their 2-minute tick down. I got him, Julius Thomas. Very happy with that. Okay, I'm left with some receiver choices. I've let that kind of go, that position go a little bit, unfortunately. I think I'll go with Andre Johnson. I don't like having him as my wide receiver 1, but he seems to be one of the best choices on the board. So I went with Michael Crabtree. I'm pretty happy with that choice. I just lost connection for like 5 seconds. There's nothing worse when you're in a fantasy draft than seeing your connection go away. I want Tom Brady or Jay Cutler. I trust Tom Brady more. I want Tom Brady or Jay Cutler. I've got Jay Cutler ranked higher, but Yahoo has Tom Brady ranked higher. I'm going to go with Jay Cutler and call it a gut thing. But here we go. One of my rivals drafted Reggie Bush in this league, my friend Mark. So I think just to spite him, I might draft Joyke Bell. Man, we're getting to the point now where all of the big names are gone. We're sort of in those middle rounds, and tick, 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 tick. People are taking their time because they don't quite know what to do. This is the maddening part of when people actually draft instead of auto-drafting. All right, so we're in the middle rounds. When it snakes back, it'll be round 10. And my starting quarterback right now is Jay Cutler. My RB1 and 2 is Matt Forte and DeMarco Murray. Wide receiver 1 and 2, Andre Johnson and Michael Crabtree. I've got Julius Thomas as a tight end. Joyke Bell or Emmanuel Sanders will be in my flex position. It does not include a tight end. I picked up Zach Ertz for a backup tight end, which I'm excited about as well. He's sort of my semi-sleeper. And I'm also hoping that people overlook Carolina's defense because for some reason Yahoo has them ranked very low. I have them as the number 2 defense to be picked. So why people haven't jumped on them, I don't know. So there's a moral thing to consider when you're drafting players. Honestly, you never know what's going on with a lot of people, and no one's perfect. But when you're faced with choosing Ray Rice in the 10th round, and for those who don't know the story, you can go Google it. But he's suspended for the first 2 games. He should have been suspended for a lot more than that. But when you're faced with choosing him on a team or not, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him up, but I'm not happy about it. But I'll put him on the bench. So we're heading into the 12th round, and Phillip Rivers hasn't been selected yet. And I just want to say, for the record, that whoever chooses Phillip Rivers this late in the game is getting a ridiculous deal. And they're going to get an amazing... He just got chosen. Okay, so we're in round 13, and 4 people have logged off already. And just for you newcomers out there or people who don't understand fantasy football, these are the most important rounds. This is where you win your league because the early rounds is kind of obvious who the top people are that you want to choose because, I mean, look, if they're ranked in the top 5 in their respective positions, then you're going to have a good player. But you know, this is where you start making some serious choices, and if you've done your homework, this is where you win the league. Okay, we made it to round 15. I just picked up a second defense. I've never purposefully drafted 2 defenses before, but just in case Carolina doesn't back up, I picked up Denver. I find that when you're drafting with people that are very knowledgeable, there's some of the later picks that I targeted have already been picked up, so I only was able to grab a couple of those. So I had a space open that I felt like I could back up the defense I chose, and now it's just a matter of picking a kicker here at the end. So we're in the last round right now, and this could be the longest round of the entire night. Should I pick Mr. Irrelevant? Should I pick Sean Schwisham? No, I think he's going to be Nick Folk is my guy. Nick Folk. Do me proud, Mr. Irrelevant. All right, so now we are done, and we're going to take a look at the team and discuss these guys as we take a look at the list. Now, what you need to remember is the team's going to look strong on paper, but everyone in a 10-team league has a decently strong team. So what I need to look at is I need to look at where I might be the weakest and how I can bolster that up in the coming weeks. All right, so here we go. We have Jay Cutler as my starting quarterback, who I feel was very underrated on Yahoo's list, followed by Andre Johnson and Michael Crabtree. Then I have Matt Forte, DeMarco Murray, and my RB1, RB2 spots, Julius Thomas. He's backed up by Zach Ertz, who I think is going to be a super sleeper. Joyke Bell, who fills in very nicely every time that Reggie Bush gets hurt, and he does get hurt. Emmanuel Sanders, who I think is going to be ridiculous this year with Denver, with Peyton throwing him the ball. The creep, Ray Rice. And then some guys I just thought that are going to be decent sleepers. We've got Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, who's going to be really awesome this year with Drew Brees throwing him the ball. Devontae Freeman, who might take over as the starter at some point this year for Atlanta. And then a hometown favorite here in San Diego, Danny Woodhead. He touches the ball and makes magic happen, so that's good. Nick Novak as a kicker. And special teams, let's just scroll here. You're going to see I picked 2 defense special team slots, Carolina and Denver. So that's the team this year. We'll see how they do in my league of record. Best wishes.